Hello everyone, Team N978, fresh from Toy Dojo and Bake for Life's garage, is Robot Paradise's first figure, Acoustic Wave. And he's accompanied by FIBRIR right there. Yeah, it sounds like it's that styrofoam plastic mix-up in there. And these are the pictures. There the barcode is that you'll never be able to use for anything. So, there, let me open it. Alright, here they are out of the packaging. Here's a brief look at the front of them, because I'm going to try to find Decepticon logos. As you can see here, Acoustic Wave comes with a butt ton of accessories. He comes with enough accessories to make him into a different robot, basically. Anything you don't see me explicitly detail how to do is going to be in my separate T-Man's How to Transform Acoustic Wave and FIBRIR video. Like, I'll show off how to put on all these accessories. I'm not doing that in this video. With that out of the way, he comes with two bio cards, one for Acoustic Wave and one for FIBRIR. Same bio that's on the back of the box, that's tiny. And then this one. This bio lets me know that they're going to call him, they're thinking who he is who I think he is. It's Frenzy. FIBRIR, for the people that don't know, that stands for Frenzy is blue, Rumble is red. But that goes against what they just said in this bio. It's Frenzy. And that's what I'm going to be calling him. Of course, you know that Acoustic Wave is a G1 Masterpiece equivalent Soundwave, since I hadn't said that already. You see it comes with the booklet back here, which is, I hear, not useful. I didn't even really use it because I watched too many daggone videos and it's influencing the things I'm doing here. He comes with FIBRIR, Frenzy here, in this case right here, which may or not be thicker than, I think it's thicker plastic than the ones that came with the Takara Tomy. But there you go. Old, back in the day, cassettes used to come in a case to protect them. This thing is pretty much all die-cast metal with painted on tampos. Like, all of this pretty much feels like metal right here. There's some plastic pieces in there, but that's that. Acoustic Wave has this button right here that opens this cassette tape chest. You can go ahead and place this in there and shut it. So far with this particular cassette, I have not gotten him stuck in there. You can place two of these in here. So I can push that back there. Get in there and shut it. And that's what that looks like. Now, if you don't want that to be back there, here's what you need to do. Push that, and we can push this lever on his shoulder back, and it pushes this tape forward. So you can see that. Here's this. It's kind of difficult to push this back, so what I do is just push my finger in there and do that. But you lift this lever, and it brings that out to push them forward. And like I said, this hurts right now. I'm trying to push that back down. So let's let you see it. Go back down while I do this. But you wouldn't even notice that. But once again, here's what that looks like with a cassette in there and a Decepticon logo. Pushing this is kind of weird. It's like you got to put more effort into it than you would have to do with the Masterpiece. For cassette mode comparison, here is actual G1 Rumble. The toy is called Rumble, so I'm calling it Rumble. Pretty much the same size. The FIBRIR is thicker. And here is the Masterpiece. Same deal, this one is actually thicker. Yeah, FIBRIR is thicker, and the Masterpiece is actually longer. so it will get stuck inside of there. Let's try the actual G1. See if I can get that in there. Nope, it's too wide. Let's G the masterpiece. Too wide. Transformation is pretty much just like the G1. We're gonna bring these down and take note of this. That's how you store the weapons. So I'm gonna take them out or see if they can fall out. It's kind of difficult to grab them, to be honest with you. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and rock the foot down on both sides. Now I should be able to kind of grab. You know what? I'm gonna bend this and stretch that out. Now I can flick that out. But bend this a bit and stretch that out. I'm gonna flick that out. In the box, it will not be in there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take these heels out. Take the heel out. Rotate the legs to the front of the body. Go ahead and stretch the body up. Bring this down. Bring that down. Bring this down. Bring this down. And we can go ahead and grab in here and pull out the hands, which do not have fingers. Pull out the hands. Back here, you can lift this up, spin that around. And now to finish off his look though, we're gonna take these weapons and open that up. This is actually die cast. And I believe I could be, I'm not sure if that's die cast. I don't think it is. It may be because it's little and they don't want it to break. But it's definitely a different chrome than the main gun part. But basically they have these things on there. Not a full peg, but they aren't very long, sticking to the back. These will pop out very easy if you grab it the wrong way, because you see they're not very deep in there. But here he is in his robot mode. Let's make sure that that stays lifted. And like I said, doesn't stay in there well. But you saw what he looks like, so let's go ahead and put this in hand. You can only hold one of those little tiny clips at a time. Doesn't have the Decepticon logo on there when you open it, but there you are. Howling this from the back. The heels I honestly wish were longer. You could put the foot like this, but in order to get that correct look, the feet should be like out like that. In fact, here is an image of his G1 cartoon self. Here's a close-up on the head. He has a mushroom. His head is on a mushroom peg, as you can see right here. You can just slide that off, and he has two other options. Boy, oh boy. You can be angry, pissed right there, or he can be super happy, laughing at somebody falling down, one of his own teammates. But to let you see it fully, he does not have any finger detail. He just has that slight thumb detail. All right, he has two other accessories specific to him, and these, I'm not gonna lie, these feel substantial. Like, it almost feels like there is a spring in there, so it is metal in there, but these feel substantial for what they are. Look at that. But how these work, you need to put the hands in and bring the arm like that. Put the hands in, bring the arms like that. And now you see where the screw holes are. You don't want to see them. Go ahead and push his forearms in. And now he has use of this. There's a button to activate it. They spring out, so you can actually attack things with this, like forcibly. Come on. There you go. So you can't actually pose them down. You can like do this, but they're either activated or not activated. But I think they wanted to have that actual battle feature. But you push this up, you push that, and that locks it back into place. Articulation, the head can come forward a tiny taste, but you bend it back, but you see all that joint right there because it's not really a neck, and of course it can rotate. Shoulders, they can go up like this on this hinge, just for transformation. They rotate here. I do not like the aesthetics of the arm, to be honest. He has sideways elbows. He can come in a tiny bit. He has a regular elbow that can bend slightly more than 90 degrees, and this. He does not have a bicep rotation. So you have to get really creative with your posing and whatnot. You can't, there's no waist either. You can tilt his waist to get him like some type of attitude. I like the way the hips work. He can kick up more than 90. He has thigh rotation. He has a double jointed knee, but you could decide where you want to bend it. It's going to look weird if you use the bottom one. And this can swivel, and there's kind of a hinge in there. No, actually it's on a ball joint, so it can rock left and right a little bit, a little tiny bit, just to get you some ankle pivot. But yeah, thoughts on him? I wish it had bicep swivel, and I wish the ankle pivot was stronger, but it's not. I also wish that the gun stayed on the back, but they do not do that well. But in comparison to every other Frenzy that's actually small like this, it's pretty much on the same level. Let me bring in comparisons. Here you go. As you can see, the Robot Paradise is taller. And yeah, it's weird that they're all pretty much the same height in cassette mode, but he's definitely taller. And one thing both of these do, even the G1, they have finger detail, and he actually has finger and thumb detail. Look at that. So it's crazy that they couldn't give us finger detail on that. And now to get into the full main event. Here is Acoustic Wave next to G1 Soundwave images from the cartoon. So you can see that they took a more G1 cartoon accurate approach to things. Let's get this out of the way. That backpack is big. People complain about Takara and Hasbro, but that's a big backpack. Here you go with this. I have his guns, weapons already in place. So yeah, there you go. I like it. I like the way it looks. It looks very G1 cartoon accurate. And there's a definite update to what we got officially from Masterpiece. Here is the stock head, which is definitely reminiscent of the cartoon. All of these parts have like a kind of pearlescent, actually the whole body. The whole body has like a shimmery texture to it. I don't know. Let me see if I can actually zoom in to show that. See those flecks? Like those flecks are all in the whole entire body. These are die cast. There's die cast throughout in different places. The feet, I believe, are die cast. Yes, they're cold, but they're a different color. Some of the joints. So yeah, the shoulder cannon can be flat like that, or you can lift it up and it can rock up, rock down a bit, and rotate until you bump into the head. Let's let you see the head. See where the hinge is, so you can actually look up. This hinge, you see that, saw that panel that just lifted up? If you run into him not being able to turn, it's because that panel is actually not in the right place. But you can rotate, you can't tilt the head to the side, and this neck joint is very tight. But I like the red that they put up there, that's awesome. The arms are on super strong ratchets. In fact, it'll make you feel like you're gonna break it. This has a swivel right here. A single jointed elbow that's just friction, no ratchet. And it bends up to there. The hands, the thumb is on a ball joint and there's a hinge. And then each of the fingers has 2 points. There is no ball joint or hinge to make the fingers play. And this index finger actually has 3 joints. And look at that. I like the way that looks. So because of the 3 joints, you can actually get this finger pretty straight. So you can point and tell his minions to do his bidding. And yes, he can reach his own eject button if you wish. And yeah. And I don't know why, but they made him do this instead of the other way. I wish it went out the other way. His waist with the ab crunch for it, you can get that much twist. With the ab crunch kind of down, you get a little bit hindered. And the ab crunch kind of can go back. The legs, if you move this stuff out the way, you can go back a lot. Come forward slightly more than 90 degrees. Go all the way out to the side. You get the thigh rotation and you get a ratcheted knee, not as tight as the shoulders. Now, when you just look at the metal, it gives you some nice techie detail, but when you come up to here, it just looks like hollowness. So that may be ugly to somebody. And then down here, you get the ankle pivot. The ankle can pivot that much, which is a lot. And they have that there so it can stand. And it can come up a bit and go, yeah, it can go down a taste, but not really. And the toe does this, I don't know why. One thing to mention about his shoulder cannon, this can open up to give you extra details, but the G1 toy, none of the other shoulder cannons do that. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I just like it like this. You can get a siege blast effect on there. So there you are right there. Or a War for Cybertron trilogy blast effect. And even Frenzy's guns right here. You can put one on there if you want. I didn't show this yet, but he holds the gun just like every other masterpiece with a little tab in the palm. And there is a little trigger detail right there. Every Soundwave has to come with an empty Energon cube. So you can just put that over his chest and you can make your own little cutout to put in there if you want it to be a full Energon cube. This chest panel barely has any real detail on there. It actually has a replacement chest panel right here with certain details on there. And it even has this if you want. That's present on the G1 toy. But learned this from Pig for Life. If you open this, if you press in the corner, you can get that dislodged, and then you can lift up to pull that out. It has like a blue tint to it. Then you can go ahead and put these two little nubs into the bottom first. Get them in, and then force that into place. And now we're working with that detail. And no Decepticon logo for me. Now let's take a nice long look at him, because we're about to put his toy accurate details on there. And here he is, all toy decoed out. As you can see, he has a more toy accurate face. It's not 100%, but it's definitely not looking like this. One thing I kind of don't like about this, is you still have the gray on the side of the head, which the toy wouldn't have had, as you can see right here. But it has the yellow eyes, it has the cavities in the shoulders. I don't have all the stickers on this guy, but you have more G1 toy accurate style. Down here, see that silver right there? I don't know if there was a sticker to go on that. But yeah. One thing I didn't realize they did in the cartoon, they put this outline right there to mimic this right here, which they just straight up still put it on the official MP. Let me get his leg straight to let you see that he is bigger than the official MP. The MP also has some of the G1 toy accurate deco right there. Well, yeah. And it has more tech detail and whatnot. But as you can see, just like MP01, the original MP Soundwave, and this is the Toys R Us version. I don't know if that makes any difference. The Toys R Us version came with all 5 of his cassettes all at once for a very cheap price when it came out. But let me change him back to his other details so you can see what he looks like. And you know why it is important that this is the Toys R Us exclusive one? He has the red visor. So yeah, there's that. So as you can see, this one has more cartoony proportions and less robotic looking, especially in the hip area. And yeah, definitely has the more cartoon proportions and whatnot. So I'm into cartoon accuracy myself, so yeah. You had a good run. Here it is next to Make Toys Downbeat, aka Jazz. Official Masterpiece Shockwave and Starscream right here. He's still slightly taller than Crimson Wings, which I believe is accurate according to the size chart anyway. But there you are. And let me just bring in MP36 right here without cutting away. Megatron is still slightly taller. He's big, he's cool, he's heavy, made out of good materials. Like even taking the little shoulder pieces off, they feel like solid. So nothing to complain about as far as what he's made out of and whatnot. He's posable. Only complaints I do have is I do somewhat have an issue with the knees. I mean, when I'm not straight up just staring at it, it's okay. I never really like crotch plates or skirt pieces. That has always driven me up the wall. But outside of that, I don't really have anything to complain about. I like it. All right, transformation is not too terribly difficult. There's just a lot of steps. Gun, same pretty much as the official masterpiece, pushing that in there. Gonna shove this down and then basically close it up like that. This can come off the shoulder, and if this is not open, we can leave it like it is, but shove this up into there so it can look like that. Now these are 2 batteries, if you never knew that. The shoulder thing, we can shove that down, and we can go ahead and grab that and open it. Take the head, push that up into there, and we can take the batteries and put them in like you do with batteries. All right, we can shut that, but you can detach this from his back. Actually, don't shut this yet. Detach this from his back. Bring this down to here, and we can leave that like it is for now. Now, the waist. So you see, I'm going to straighten up the waist a bit. I'm going to bring this up off of his back, and this piece right here, we need to bend that. Like with this straight, we need to bend this down more. And kinda, I'm gonna hold this piece while I rotate this. Up in here, we need to, before that, I'm gonna rotate this around that way. Now, these 2 things right here, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm pushing them out this way. That locks his body to make sure it doesn't drop, because you see that assembly. Now, this can come up like this, and this can come up like this. And let me make sure I zoom out. I always do this. His crotch, this right here, opens up, and we can lift that up. That locks the front of his body together so that this won't collapse itself. Now, before we do anything else, we need to, I'm gonna move the panels out of the way. Rotate on this joint right here. Rotate his legs around. After you do that, we can go ahead and shove this down. Once that's shoved down, we can grab the middle of his crotch panel and put that back into place and shut that little door down there. Now we can go ahead and close this and this. This little panel right here, I'm gonna open that up like all the way so that this is right here, and bring that out to the side. Same deal over here. Bring this out to the side, but I'm gonna just leave it up like that for now. Make sure this is straight. Back here, he has these little 2 clips. Lift them up. And now we can move this up and rotate the legs to be this way. Rotate the legs. But actually, don't bring these up yet, because they're just going to get in the daggone way. Down here, we can lift, like wiggle side to side to lift that up. Open that up, and this panel that's in, well, actually, it opens up like this. I always get mixed up with that. And there's another panel inside of here. These may shut on you, but I'm gonna lift that up, then pull that out, and the other panel is in here. Like I said, it might shut on you, but we can go ahead and plug that like that. Go ahead and plug it. Now over here, here's the body. I'm going to unlatch the foot right here, and then this hinge right here, gonna bend that while lifting the foot up like this. Then the foot can actually come up like this. But right here, I'm going to lift this down, all the way down. And you have to do that so that we can clear this. You can open this door up, and then there's a little gray panel inside of here that needs to come up. Then we can shut this and put that like that so that you can see that metal joint showing. Now I'm going to try to do all that over here. I'm going to unlock this panel, fold this, and lift this like this. Put the foot up like that. Need to open this down so we can get access to this and get this panel out of here. Shut that. Shut this and squeeze it up into there. Now, before we do anything else up here, I should have done these arms first, but this panel needs to open up, the fist needs to rotate, that needs to go up like that, and the hand can go up in there. That needs to come down, fist needs to rotate this way, and then in like that, and shut that. And back here, this is kind of a tough step. We actually have to bend the shoulder. Let me zoom in on this. Bend the shoulder in like that so that we can get that loose. So that the hinge, it has like a little lip on it. That's how you get it loose, by rotating this forward. Get that out, and then we can bring this hinge back like this, and this little dimple right there or peg goes into the screw hole, while this goes into that. It's kind of more important to get the screw hole in first. Same deal. Now we're good with that. Now before we do anything else with the legs, we can bring this down like this. When you bring this down, make sure that it actually plugs in at the bottom. It actually plugs in right here. Now you need to lift these shoulder panels up like that. Make sure that this thing is still open while we fold this up. And make sure that this comes behind this part. But basically, get this up to here. It pegs into place. And the foot actually pegs into the shoulder right here. And then the shoulder pegs into the back of the foot. Now we need to open this up, but before we do that, we need to pull this panel down. Come on, you. I'm gonna put a link to Spudgers in the description. Bring that down. Now this not fake knob can fit right here. And now we can bring all this up to cover. Make sure that this is still down. That pegs into there. And then we cover here, and that should fit in the place right here. Let's do this over here. Bring this up and over this piece right here. Peg that into place. The foot pegs into the shoulder. The shoulder cover pegs into the foot. This panel right here opens up and comes down, and this panel opens up, and that fake knob goes into there again, but on this side. And now this right here pegs into here, and that little panel shut on me that I've been saying make sure it stays open. Get that into place, and you can manipulate this way and go ahead and make sure that this tabs where that's supposed to tab. And now here's a box. A big, heavy brick of a box. Yeah. Fake belt clip right here. This thing will be weighing your pants down so much. But no headphone jack. You do still have access to the eject button that you have to push a lot. You still have access to this mechanism right here, which I still suggest pressing like that. You have this that it turns on but then drops. It doesn't lock into place. And this infinitely rolls. And right here you see this QC sticker I have, which is number 30. But outside of that, of course, you can function with the cassette. Here you are. Push this. Grab Frenzy. Throw him in there. And yeah, it can fake play cassettes. I like it. It's heavy, bulky. Turns into a box, is mostly covered besides under here. But it looks pretty much the way it's supposed to look back there. And can't complain, it's nice and filled out. Here it is compared to the actual G1 toy, which of course has more detail because it's not cartoon accurate. And there's an actual functioning belt clip and a spot where you can fake put headphones. And here's the official masterpiece. This one, the masterpiece is slightly a hair taller. Lengthwise, let's see. It's wider, well, not length. The Robot Paradise is thicker that direction, but they're pretty close. This one has more functionality, like they put fake dials and whatnot. You got this going for you that actually stays. This knob can go up and down. It actually has a stopping point. Like the button is way easier to press, but tapes do get stuck in there. And it does have the fake headphone jack, and you can press these two buttons. At least they don't do anything, but you can press it. You can see they even put the record and the battery light right there. But yeah, this is way easier to transform, even after not transforming it forever. You can see it's not as filled in back here. but in comparison, this is way lighter. Masterpiece is 12 ounces on the nose with all of his accessories and nose cassette. This Robot Paradise is 1 pound, 8.7 ounces. Let's take the cassette out. 1 pound, 7.6 ounces, which translates to 667 grams and 342 grams. But holy moly, I like that this cassette is fully die cast pretty much. It's almost completely die cast. That I would have never expected anything like that. The shortcomings that I had as far as the articulation, those are still genuine complaints, and I don't like the way the shoulders look. This guy, the Acoustic Wave, Soundwave, I like the way this looks, and I like the robot mode. I like the cartoony aesthetics. I like his articulation. Don't really have that much to complain about besides whatever I complained about in this video. One complaint about this before I go back, the little shin panels that are removable, when you take it back to robot mode, they tend to get stuck to the actual body. So you have to like peel them off and then reapply them to the legs, which is kind of weird and aggravating. It's not the end of the world, but that is something I wanted to point out there. But yeah, I like the way this feels. It's so friggin' heavy, but I like it. And if you want it, the price is outrageous. I'm not gonna lie to you, but the price on everything is going up. So it's like, what you gonna do? It comes with an actual other figure and a bunch of accessories to make him into another robot. Blame Takar Tomy. Blame the pandemic for raising prices on stuff. I personally am satisfied with my purchase. I'm not upset. Thank you, Toy Dojo. Thank you, Pate for Life, for sending this to me. It still kind of smells like his garage. Anyway, until next time, T-Man 978 out of here.
Figure action. That one's me.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should